5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Please do not change channel.
From Krypton Radio, brought to you by Famous Faces and Funnies and Off the Chain with Yvonne Mason, it's the Hangin With Web Show Radio Hour, the Internet's premier pop culture talk radio show. You're tuned in, you're logged on, and now your hosts, GW Pomichter and Christian Basel. Who are you hanging with?
Hello, World Wide Web. Welcome back to the Hangin With Web Show. I'm GW Pomichter. Thank you so much for logging on and tuning in. We are here every weekday with some of the most amazing artists, authors, filmmakers, entertainers, creators of all kinds here on the show. I'm here with Christian Basel.
Hey, Daddy, guys.
And we are here hanging with the Kitchen Killaz, Billy Floyd and Jay Stevens, the Commodore.
Hello. Hi.
The Commodore is a year older now.
That's right.
Than he was.
Same age. 26
same
again.
age?
26 again.
Yeah?
One more time. Same age.
Yeah, I always ask people on the day after their birthday, how does it feel to be a year older the next day?
Nope.
Pretty much the same as
yesterday.
yesterday.
26.
Still 26?
Again.
Oh, yeah.
Fuller after last night's meal. It was really good.
I saw that, man. That was
incredible.
That's some nice home, nice.
Yeah, that's made from the soul.
Comfort food.
Oh,
They call that comfort food.
Wow. And sleep food.
Yeah, sleep food. Did you sleep?
Yeah.
Did you get the show today? You got the show
didn't
coming
even
up.
make it to the kitchen, and we were asleep.
Did you perform asleep? That's what we want to know.
I don't remember the show yesterday, so it's possible.
You got a little bit too much.
It's a birthday celebration. It's a birthday celebration.
Next thing you know, we got a concert hall.
Let's tell everybody out there. We know, of course, we know. Let's tell everybody out there. Kitchen Killaz. Really? Why?
It kind of came out of nowhere, to be honest with you. Like, we classify ourselves as a touring acoustic duo crashing kitchens around the country. So that's kind of...
Do that again. Do that again. Do it again?
The Kitchen Killaz are a touring acoustic duo crashing kitchens around the country. Yeah, baby.
Say that
15 times real
15
fast.
times really fast.
With an alcoholic beverage in your hand.
That's right.
So it pretty much started with us just trying to take advantage of social media, utilizing Facebook and Instagram. Like, the ability to connect with people over the live aspect, we really didn't see being used by people that were trying to do this, use the style of music we were doing. So a lot of times, especially with the typical band, you book a venue with a couple other bands, you sell some tickets, you go out to the show, you play the show. You have to have people get a babysitter, drive, pay to get in, pay for hotels, pay for parking. We wanted to eliminate all that. So we decided, let's just play one song a day from a random place in the house. We never knew where we were going to be. Whether we had the crafting room, the band room, we did one from the bathroom. Thankfully, we're not the bathroom killers.
And light a candle.
It was really close. Bathrooms have really good acoustics. That's why we all sing in the shower.
That's why we tried it.
That's right.
That's why we tried it.
We had to know.
It's true, and it worked really well. But we played in the kitchen, and the lighting was awesome. So the very first time, we were over 20 viewers, which is not a lot to some people, but to us, it was a lot. And our very good friend Garrett.
We remember that. We remember that show.
That's right.
And we actually pushed. We challenged a little bit.
That's true.
Because they did like 2 numbers, and they were like, "Okay, we're about done." And we're like, "No, we still have people."
Oh yeah. And this is before we were the Kitchen Killaz. We were Billy Floyd and the Commodore.
And Billy made the mistake of saying, "Okay, well, if we keep those people in here, we'll stay." And that is when the girls behind the camera went to work.
Yeah, that's right.
Wait. I got to say, Jay, why the Commodore? Where did
that
story, man? He's the one that dubbed me the Commodore.
He dubbed you the Commodore. He just made shit up one day.
That's a different story for a
different
different
story.
Oh, yeah.
That's Hangin With Web Show After Hours.
That's yes, very good.
Story.
We wanted to play until we fell beneath 20 viewers.
Okay.
We played for 2.5 hours. So we were doubling up on our songs. We were running out of material, and we still had more and more viewers, which just kind of blew our minds. We did it the next week as well, exactly the same response. People just love the fact that we were just offering them something natural, something raw. There was nothing made up. There was nothing scripted.
Now, Billy, you've been doing music for like a decade on your own in different
this
venues.
year's 20 years.
Yeah, see? Jay? You were, see, that's what happened. Now I know.
Yeah.
Never mind. I was going to ask you how you fell in with this guy, but see, now I got it.
No, we met years ago. We became really good friends. We've both been musicians, our entire life, pretty much. We just never were on the same page or wavelength as far as music and business was concerned at any point in our friendship in the early years, but. There was a flip where I was like, you know what, I want to pursue music, and I've got this really good friend Billy that just came to me and asked me if I wanted to be in a band. I said yes,
let's do that.
Let's do it.
At the time he was living in St. Pete.
I was in Brandon at the time.
Yeah.
And
which
we
is
were
about
playing.
2 hours away from where
Yeah,
I
that's
live.
a haul.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We were
Yeah.
playing, once a week, a couple times a month. I don't know, but it was a heck of a drive. So eventually, I was like, you know what? I'm diving in head first. I'm gonna quit my job. I'm gonna break my lease. I'm gonna move to Orlando, and I'm gonna play music.
Which he did.
So I did. I did that.
He moved his whole life to Orlando, which set the bar really high for anybody else that wants to play with us.
Yeah.
Now you kind of got to match.
You got to match that.
Oh
yeah.
and that's tough.
They're like, well, I don't know about Wednesdays, but you're like, dude, look at him. Look at him.
Yeah.
No, that's one thing.
That's an artist. You know what? That's an artist journey, guys. If you want to be an artist, if you go dive into the creative arts, there's going to be a moment. You won't know when that moment is coming. It might not be at the most opportune time.
That's true.
It never
But
is.
it's either going to be we're committed today, or we're going back to day jobs.
And one of the things I like to do is I like to say we're going to do stuff before I figure out how to do it, and it gives me the ability and the drive to do it.
That's on the Kitchen Killaz story. That's what you did. You said if anybody wants them to crash the kitchen, just reach out and ask them. And he made that offer, thinking that there was
That's
only
true.
12. There was always 12 of us in the room. None of us were going to send it, and he got 12 messages in an hour.
Immediately. So our friend Tim Haggard, who's a musician in Polk County, he said, "Man, you guys are killing it in the kitchen. You're like the Kitchen Killaz." So I was like, "Okay, let me hold on to that." And then my friend Ian, who also lives in Polk County, said, "Would you come to my kitchen?" I said, "We'll come to all the kitchens. Just
Any
let us
kitchen
know.
in the
we'll
world.
Come to any kitchen."
Now here you are, among 20,000 of your closest friends.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are the main stage act coming up.
We play at 1 o'clock.
All right. So from touring the house, looking for a room, to you guys are on the main stage at 1 o'clock.
Yes, sir. And in a pretty fast period of time, our first
than a
remote
year.
show.
Anybody think that was going to happen?
No.
Anybody think that was going to happen right away?
No way, man.
Nobody. You didn't look at each other and say, "Dude, we're headed to the."
No, we kind of had an idea that we had something when we started to see the community that we started to follow, and it started to follow us. Like Hangin With Web Show, you guys were some of the first people before we were in the Kitchen Killaz. You supported Jay and I just being goofballs in the kitchen.
Well,
Christina Johnson.
the Hangin With Web Show.
really
You guys will know Billy from our pictures and our photographs on our website. We met Billy through his cosplay, which, by the way, nice, very nice. He hides the goatee with the mask, under mask, an under mask.
That's right. Peter Parker got a couple years on.
That's right. So we know Billy because the first time we took Cosplay Michael anywhere, you were one of the first people to treat Cosplay Michael like a little person.
Absolutely.
You didn't pat his head and tell him, "Go away, kid, you bother me."
No way, no.
Which was really good because it made it so I could work that day. Because and,
Actually, Garrett's done that to me a couple times, so I was going to Christian, go away.
You're fine.
You're fine, go away. You're part of the group.
We love this community. It doesn't get any
It's
better
awesome,
than this.
man. It really is.
We don't see
That's
each
one of
other
the
all the time.
unexpected things that came out of all this is the community that just fell behind it and just wanted
We
to help
don't
out.
see each other all the time, but once a week we're all. That chat room fills up, and we catch up with everybody. And you see when Christina's had a bad week or something, and we just catch up with everybody in that chat room while we listen to some music.
It really is like a family. It's good to see everybody. Like on Mondays and Wednesdays, we do the one and dones at 7:05, and usually the core is there. And on Fridays are a big day, and that's when the whole family's there. Brian and Nicole Jobin, who have been helping us a lot. Christina's in there, Hangin With Web is in there, Bree Cosplayers in there, the Bombshells are in there.
It is.
It's so good to see everybody.
It's fantastic. Now we have to tell you. We have to tell you a story.
Okay. I love stories.
We were at the Ren Fair about 2 weeks ago, and somebody said we were sitting there, and Sage made a Pop-Tart joke. Right? I swear to God. And so all of a sudden, she sang the first lyric. She said, have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? And like 3 chicks from behind me that I never saw coming at all in the world sang the last part of that. It's so freaking good. And they started yelling, and everybody was laughing, and I'm like, okay. So we had no idea who these people were.
That's awesome.
At all. So complete strangers were singing the Pop-Tart song at a Ren Fair.
That's
so
excellent.
where does this come from? What? First of all, guys, if you've been a Kitchen Killaz follower,
I think this is another episode happening.
Billy's been obsessed with Pop-Tarts since the very beginning.
Oh, yeah.
He's been offering free Pop-Tarts through whatever medium.
Lifetime supply
of strawberry frosted.
In fact, the last time I think it was Sage that was providing that.
Oh, yeah.
It might have been.
We rotate it, so nobody's stuck with offering lifetime supply.
We volunteer
That's right.
other people to provide the lifetime supply of Pop-Tarts.
So you guys just were sitting around the house one day and said, we're going to do a song about our Pop-Tart.
It was
fascination.
I've always
A
had
dare.
a fascination with Pop-Tarts.
We
Like,
know
Pop-Tarts
that,
are
yeah.
great. It's like I was in college, and college is quick food. And it was one of those things.
You do not have to toast a Pop-Tart.
No,
you can rip it open and go, baby.
That is true.
That's right.
We played a kitchen of our good friend Calvin Phillips, and he had requested, just like anybody's kitchen that we go to, we always ask them 3 to 5 songs, send us, and we'll pick one that we think will fit you and the night, and we'll perform that song. So he had asked us jokingly that Family Guy, he loves Family Guy. So he was watching this episode where Glenn Quagmire and Peter Griffin accidentally found out they harmonized with each other. So they went on tour. And they sang really crazy, just goofy songs. Songs about Pop-Tarts, songs about everything.
Okay.
It was just out of the ordinary. So Calvin had said, listen, I think you guys, because we love to harmonize. He's a maniac when it comes to harmonizing. So he's like, I think you guys would kill the Pop-Tart song. So he shows us the video. I had seen the episode. I looked at Jay, I'm like, we're doing this song. We're doing this song. Calvin's like, no, you won't. Yeah, we're
doing the Pop-Tart
So
song.
we put it in our pocket for a couple weeks, and then, about a month or two later.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you, everybody's loving it. You guys are going to be paying royalties pretty soon because everybody's loving it.
We had never played that song, and so we played it at Josh Bauer's, who I think you just had in the chair.
Yeah.
So we had never even played that song. Jay and I were like, let's do it. We practiced it in the family room and had still never played the full song and played it live for the first time.
Now, Gary, I got a question for you. I'm going to put them on the spot because if you've had a chance to see their Facebook Live every Friday at 9:05 p.m., if you've seen the Kitchen Killaz, one of the things you get a chance to do is pick whether they're going to do a cover or whether they're going to do original.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I'm going to have you answer your own question.
Okay.
Do you want original or cover if you decided? Which one would you guys want?
Or have you had a night when it's either or?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that I really, and I think I speak for both of us, we really enjoy that everyone wants the original at the end.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I've been, just gunning for the cover is because we never get to play a cover at the end, and we always have one picked
I
out.
say cover all the time, at least
We
5
always have
minutes.
one original picked out, and one
He
cover
does.
picked
He
out,
does.
and we
Christian
never get to
really
play the cover.
tries.
I know.
From a songwriter's standpoint, and playing for such a long time, it's rare that we find people or a venue that want to hear originals. Everybody wants covers. They want songs they're familiar with.
Yeah.
They don't care that you write. They don't care that you put your passion into
Guys,
it.
wanna get a gig.
These
Every
guys,
is different.
these guys are amazing writers. So if you get a chance to vote with us on a Friday night, we coined the hashtag, all of us, hashtag live at 9:05.
Live at 9:05.
Come live at 9:05 and vote for an original. And she's going to shake that damn card until I listen. I don't like her very much.
Eastern Standard
We're going to
Time.
wrap it up. All right, we'll wrap it up. We're going to say thank you to our partners and friends at Something Unique Magazine, Famous Faces and Funnies, Krypton Radio, Off the Chain with Yvonne Mason, and Asylum Convention Entertainment Services. These are the people who share these videos all over the World Wide Web. We're so grateful for their work and their hard work on our behalf. Remember, everybody, subscribe to the channel. Come back over and over again. Tune in, log on, see who we're hanging with next.
To something special. I'm a dream in your painting. If you join me in my 3D world, I'll run up and horizontal.
Greetings, true believers. This is absolutely, positively not Stan Lee, reminding you that you are listening to Krypton Radio. Krypton? That's the other guys. It's sci-fi for your Wi-Fi. Excelsior!
Famous Faces and Funnies in Melbourne, Florida is leading the way in pop culture fun. From comic books and graphic novels to Funko Pops and collector's items, Famous Faces and Funnies has it all. Rick Shea and the professional team at Famous Faces and Funnies are friendly and knowledgeable. Whether you're looking for toys, props, collector treasures, or a new comic book, Famous Faces and Funnies is your one-stop shop. To find Famous Faces and Funnies on Facebook and Twitter, just type at FFF Comics.
The Hanging With Web Show Radio Hour on Krypton Radio, bringing you the very best in pop culture talk radio. Each Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, the Hanging With Web Show Radio Hour with your hosts GW Pomichter and Christian Basel, who are hanging with rising pop culture newcomers as well as superstar icons. The Hanging With Web Show Radio Hour. Tune in Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Who are you hanging with?
Hello, World Wide Web. Welcome back to the Hangin' With Web Show. Thanks for logging on and tuning in. If you haven't done it yet, we'll wait. Go hit subscribe. Come back over and over. No, we're waiting for you. Christian, make them subscribe.
Just subscribe. Hit the button. Where's the
Okay.
button?
Here,
Right,
there.
see
Somewhere
that?
around there.
Okay.
Just hit that button.
We're here at SyFy Bartow. I'm GW Pomichter,
And I'm Christian Basel.
and we're hanging out with Josh Bauer.
Hi, guys. Thanks for
Artist
having me.
extraordinaire.
There we go.
That's right. Everything from stuff for the wall to stuff to ride on. He's got skateboards.
We shouldn't ride on those
on
ones.
Don't ride on them.
Don't ride on those.
Hang them up. Make them look good. You don't like it when you ride on the art.
Yeah, they don't hold up so well.
Not so much.
Nah,
No, it's not sort of a skate park safe.
It's more of a different way of, you get bored with canvases so much. And, they're always mostly square. So to do something else and try to change up the flow a little
It's
bit.
the artistic mind.
Yeah, I'm always, it's ADD, it's whatever it is, I always got to do something
gotta do
different.
something different.
So, and you get a different feel because, the lip goes up differently for the skateboards and you're kind of tight in but longer. So yeah, it's more of just an alternative to regular
Kind of
canvas.
a 3D feel to your canvas, too.
A little bit, yeah.
They art the thing, yeah.
Well, you can get hooks to go onto your wall that kind of pop off the wall.
Uh-huh.
And it almost makes it look like your skateboard's floating on the wall. And it gives even more of a 3D pop-out effect. It's
The
fun.
artist not only paints your board, but he tells you how to hang it to make it look even cooler on your wall.
Exactly.
He can't fix your couch.
No.
That couch has got to go.
Yes.
I don't know where that came from.
You know?
Josh, why skateboards though? Why of all the objects you get to pick, why a skateboard?
I don't know. It's there's just my head's always turning, always trying to figure out new things. I think I got inspired by somebody else that was doing skateboards.
Okay.
And I've seen them a couple of times here and there, and I've seen some surfboards done, but surfboards
So
are
it's
very
kind of
big.
through osmosis from something else.
A
you
little
were
bit,
doing
yeah,
and said,
because I always
"Hey,
take
I can do
inspiration where I can and get ideas where I can. And I was lucky enough, a friend of mine, Ryan from AJ Productions, his neighbor was having a garage sale and had a stack of 10, 15 of them.
Oh, wow.
And he bought the whole lot for me because he told me, I posted I was looking for him. He bought the whole lot for me, so I still have 2 left of that group.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that was it. Yeah, I've made all kinds of different
Remind
ones.
us about your mediums. What do you
My main medium is acrylic paint on canvas.
Okay.
I do, this is my smallest size. I do these, I call the mini canvases.
Mini canvases.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
8x10s. And then the one behind us is one of the bigger ones. That's 24 by 36.
Uh-huh.
And that's one of my bigger sizes.
We were reminded off camera about Fairy Friday.
Fairy Friday, yes.
Tell us about Fairy Friday.
So this is another one I was kind of in,
It's not
No,
what you think.
It's not
what you think.
which
I'm
that is
sorry,
not a
my brain-
problem
my-
either.
my
Not a
brain
problem
goes
either.
there.
That's a good thing for
But-
Friday.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yes. Fairy Friday is, I've actually grown my collection of fairies to, I think I'm at a dozen or more now. I might be pushing 14. And I make sure that's the day I share different fairies.
Now, you've actually used some different cosplay models that
Correct.
really get some of
Yeah,
these,
I've used,
give them some new personalities.
Who all have I worked with? Gothic Sushi, Joker's Harley from California.
Uh-huh.
I've worked with a girl in the United Kingdom. A couple of friends from Ohio that do the Ren Fair stuff.
That's a great part of this community.
Mm-hmm.
We get out, everybody shares their art, and it comes up with something new.
Yeah, and all I do is, because I'll take a photo that they have. It could be an Instagram picture, an actual pose of a picture, and it'll just click with me in my head that it's, okay, this is something I need to paint, and I can turn it into a fairy. So I message them, hey, can I use it? I get the approval from the photographer, and then I create the fairy from there.
Now, what drew you to fairies? There are so many different supernatural creatures.
Right.
What drew you in particular to fairies?
So the number one thing was I was bored with comic art. I wanted something that was mine, that I owned, that, couldn't come back and bite me in the butt later. I wanted something that is is that you? Yeah, that is mine, 100% created by me. And the fairies are just fun because you can do different styles, different types, different colors. I mean, I have one series that I focus on just one color. So it's the color purple, and it's different purple all the way through. Different shades, different styles. And then I have a black and white series where it's pretty much the entire image is grayscale. Actually, this is one of the black and white ones. And then the main focus on this one is purple. There's another one that's green. There's another one that's blue.
Oh, wow.
And then I'm also doing performer fairies. That's one of my newer ones.
Performer fairies.
Mm-hmm. So I've done...
where are you going with that?
Oh, you know where I'm going with it. I'm just...
Oh, yeah.
Broadway, baby.
It's part of the Friday fairs.
Broadway.
No, actually, it's the first one I did was a Hooper fairy from the EDM, the Electric Daisy Carnival.
It's a friend up in Ohio. She's a professional hooper. She does it as her side job.
Cool, yeah.
And she's actually spinning the hoop as a fairy, and she's all like bright neon colors. I made her real bright to look like the EDM part. So she.
Now you also we're at a convention. Do you call this a convention?
It's hard to call this a convention. This is like a convention meets a street fair meets.
Well, they have panels and
they have panels.
They have the convention stuff. It's just we're outside. It's a beautiful Florida day.
Oh yeah, it's gorgeous.
And it's 50,000 of your closest friends on one street.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah, I walked because I had to put my stuff into the art show. So it's 2 blocks down. It took me like 30 minutes because I keep running into people that I haven't seen since I was at Tampa. My last show was Tampa, so I've been just running into people. Hey, how are you? Where have you been? Blah, blah, blah.
It's great to get caught up.
Oh,
it
yeah.
Really is. It's a great community. The artist community is a fantastic community to be a part of.
Oh, yeah.
We're always honored that we get invited at all.
Yeah. I love coming to SyFy Bartow. It's one of the few shows I do in Florida right now, so I make sure Sean's like, "You're coming?" I'm like,
"Of
course."
You have a busy schedule ahead. Where are you gonna be?
Let's see. Next weekend, the 24th and 25th, I'm heading to Savannah Comic Con. My first time in Savannah, Georgia. And then I take a little break to catch up on commissions, some other art pieces, get some stuff going, and then I'm going to Atlanta Comic Con. First time in Atlanta, and then Tampa Bay Comic Con later in the year.
Wow. What art piece are you working on currently right now?
Right now, I'm always working on 1,000 things at once. I have another fairy in the works. She's still in the drawn up stage, but she's a hippie fairy. So she's going to be more of, I think she's going to be full color, but the focus is going to be yellow. So it'll be different tones and brightnesses of yellow. And then I have some commissions that I'm doing. Somebody wants a Doctor Strange. Another person wants a Batwoman, like in the middle of a fight, kind of looking hardcore, like ready to throw down. She's like, I don't want pretty. I want her fighting and ready to go. So I think I'm going to have her surrounded by like ninjas and stuff in the background. So you can like see little sword marks or like little shiny things. But the main focus will be her. And then just the mini canvases. Those have been going crazy on Instagram.
This is an anime character?
Yeah, this is Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
Or Dragon Ball Super, actually.
Do you do a lot of anime?
I do a lot of Dragon Ball Z. I haven't followed anime that much. My wife's into it a little bit more than I am. I find it easier when it's stuff I know I can paint better.
But it's also easier when the wife is really happy while you're painting.
Yeah, well, when I'm not bothering her, she's always happy. So.
She's always happy.
Yeah,
so if she says, "Hey, do that Dragon Ball Z character," you're like, "Yes, ma'am."
Yeah,
I'm honest, right?
Yeah, she always yells at me. She goes, "When do I get my next painting?" I'm like, is there a holiday coming up?
Valentine's Day just passed, dude. You missed it.
I got her flowers, so yeah.
What do you think? YouTube? What do you think? Did you do okay?
We've made a rule. We don't do Valentine's Day. It's it's one of those things. It's like. It's not our thing. We've been together for 14 years now.
Oh, wow. Dude.
Yeah,
with a 14-year relationship, Valentine's Day is like every Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly.
So Valentine's Day doesn't really count.
It is one of the few times that I get her flowers, though. So, and I got her really cool ones. They were like roses that were had purple tint to them and some.
The art never stops.
No,
it doesn't stop, even when he's shopping.
Yeah, exactly.
He's looking for that perfect.
This thing goes. I'm sleeping and I wake up and come up with an idea. It's nonstop. So.
We've been watching your Instagram.
Yes.
How's that going, man?
It's been going really well.
Is that a good medium for you?
It's the best so far.
Yeah?
It really is. So I was in school for most of the part last year, so I wasn't able to do much. When 2018 started, I went full force on everything, especially with the mini campuses. Having 2 shows come up, I needed to build up the process. So I knocked out almost 60 mini campuses in 4 weeks.
Now, in the digital arena, when you're posting work online, one of the biggest problems that we've noticed artists have is people screenshotting your art. How do you protect against that? Do you encourage people to, have some license? Just if you want a big wall painting, if you haven't seen it, how do you deal with that?
I haven't run into too many problems of people taking my work. I don't know if that's a reflection of my work or people aren't seeing it.
I have a whole folder of your work.
Oh, so okay. So you're just waiting.
I'm just waiting to find out. Am I getting sued or what?
I'd have to afford a lawyer.
I knew there was something behind this question.
Yeah, there's always motivation somewhere.
As soon as I get the green light, it's done. So far, I haven't run into too much problems, and most of the people that either share my work or do stuff like that are very cool. They tag me, they give me credit. And then when it comes to because the main one you have to watch, that's why when I take a picture, everything's scripted.
Oh, nice.
That's my one way to kind of try to combat it a little bit. I make sure it's not the best resolution when it comes to the canvases. If it's my prints, because you've seen the digital versions of my prints with my logos in it, so you can't take it out. Also, I make sure that it's not that high quality of a picture as well.
Guys, online, remember, art is a profession. It's a passion. It's something we do because we love it, but it's also a profession. So, be kind. Don't steal stuff that you could buy.
Correct.
If you want a license for Josh's work, his email is there.
Yes.
He's more than welcome to work with you. She's going to hold that damn card up. Yeah. I could see her. She went really in slow motion. She did that. She knows I get irritated when she does that. We got to wrap it up. As we wrap it up, we want to say thank you to our partners and our friends at Something Unique Magazine, Famous Faces and Funnies, Krypton Radio, Off the Chain with author Yvonne Mason, Space Coast Comics, Asylum Convention Entertainment Services, and our great friends here at SyFy Bartow. We're excited. We're excited. This is our first interview of the day. We're hanging out with a good friend, Josh Bauer, showing off some of his artwork. Guys, we're going to put all of his links down below so you can find him. Guys, remember, subscribe to the channel, please. Log on.
Do it.
Tune in. See who we're hanging with next.
Exactly.
Greetings, true believers. This is absolutely, positively not Stan Lee, reminding you that you are listening to Krypton Radio. Krypton? That's the other guys. It's sci-fi for your Wi-Fi. Excelsior!
Famous Faces and Funnies in Melbourne, Florida is leading the way in pop culture fun. From comic books and graphic novels to Funko Pops and collector's items, Famous Faces and Funnies has it all. Rick Shea and the professional team at Famous Faces and Funnies are friendly and knowledgeable. Whether you're looking for toys, props, collector treasures, or a new comic book, Famous Faces and Funnies is your one-stop shop. To find Famous Faces and Funnies on Facebook and Twitter, just type at FFF Comics.
Hi, this is Tammy Stronach, and I portrayed the childlike Empress in The Never-Ending Story. And you're listening to Krypton Radio. It's sci-fi for your Wi-Fi.
The Hangin With Web Show Radio Hour on Krypton Radio, bringing you the very best in pop culture talk radio. Each Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, the Hangin With Web Show Radio Hour with your
welcome back to the Hangin With Web Show. I am GW Pomichter. Thank you so much for logging on and tuning in. We hope that you'll take a minute to subscribe.
As well as superstar icons. The Hangin With Web Show Radio Hour.
I always have to wait for that guy.
Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific.
Every time.
Who are you hanging with?
I'm GW Pomichter again, and we're here with
Christian Basel.
And we're hanging with Brianna Rivera from Three Bree Cosplay. Brianna, thanks for hanging with us.
Steam powered donkey.
Yeah,
I'm listening to Krypton Radio.
Yes. We do. Thanks for coming on and hanging out with us. This is awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome cosplay.
Thank you.
You look amazing.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Absolutely amazing.
Yes.
Thank you for indulging us on the stage earlier.
Oh,
and
yes.
coming and hanging out with us. That was, it was, you think it was a surprise to you? It was kind of a surprise to us, too.
You know, I was really just up there to eat whatever Christian had.
Oh, that's
there.
right.
You had food?
Yes, I bought, and this was my first time, a redneck egg roll.
Redneck egg roll.
Egg roll, and I just put it down, and Riri went up to it, and she goes, that looks good. And I go, you can have some of it. And she grabs half and eats it. I'm like, okay.
I'm pretty sure we could do a whole show on the redneck egg roll. What
We
that
could.
actually means.
We almost did up there.
Bree, why don't we start with how you got started in cosplay?
All right. Well, when I graduated high school, or backstory, my dad had this like amazing collection of comics that I was never allowed to touch. I was never allowed to touch it. They were mint condition, and when I graduated, he gave me all of it. That was my graduation present. I read through all of them, Spider-Man, X-Men, Wolverine, Avengers, and I fell in love with like the nerdy cosplay world. Yeah, and like the comic world. And I had always been like a nerd, you know, from video games and all that. And
what's your favorite comic? What was your favorite out of all?
If you could pick one.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, for sure. It's a classic. Like,
How come all the ladies like Spider-Man? He's like 12, ladies.
It's so complicated.
I'm just saying.
Well, the next movie will be if they're aging him progressively like they've been doing.
You never know. You know. So, all right. So, so from loving comics to cosplay.
Yes.
There's a slight. We're missing something.
Okay. Well,
it's a small bit.
I mean, I love makeup. I love dressing up. I was always into like styling wigs. I got my hands on a wig like one Halloween and I went crazy with it. And I remember my friend was telling me.
You did all this.
Yeah. Sure.
That is really odd. That's a skill of itself.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
For
sure. I get commissions from.
And so just kind of was a natural fit for you. What was your first appearance in cosplay?
My first appearance was Tampa Bay Comic Con 2015.
2015.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And now you're here at SyFy Bartow. You have a good schedule. I know you have a pretty full schedule.
It's a long story. So, you know, I went there searching for a comic. I saw all these people. My friend was like, you know, let's just go. I was kind of nervous. Like, it's all those people dressing up, nerdy, like, weird, awkward people. But I learned that I fit right in.
Yes. I almost got nothing because that's how I think all of us fell into this community at one point or another. You either were into one area or one genre or a comic, and you showed up this place where you had this wild expectation of all these crazy weird people.
Yeah.
And when you got here, it turned out that you actually were one of them.
I am one of these people.
What was that moment that you said, this is it?
I think I saw somebody or like a woman, I don't remember at all who she was, but I saw her and she was just perfect in all aspects. Her wig, her makeup, her outfit.
What was she cosplaying?
She was like, I think it was one of those just like printed suits of like Mary Jane.
Oh wow!
Like Mary Jane with the Spider-Man
the
suit.
Mary Jane suit,
just looked phenomenal. Like she just looked so perfect, and I was like, this is amazing. She was so nice. She was so open. I was like, how do you even do this? She was so open with me, and like, it really is. And in particular, the artistic community in general is a great community, but the cosplay community is really probably one of the most open parts of the artist community because you guys don't mind sharing. There's no trade secrets. No.
It's a skill, and you share the abilities with whoever comes along who is interested.
And like different people are talented at different things, like armor making, or wig styling, or makeup, or body paint, or sewing, or prop making.
Now, what has been your favorite part of being a part of the cosplay community since those early days, and now, and we know from Cosplay Michael, okay, that you were inspired by that one woman. I didn't know her name. And you're inspired of them. What's that?
It's very like humbling. Like today, I had a fan that's been following me since I officially made Greek cosplay come up to me. She was just so nervous and all that. And it really took like me a second to be like, I can't believe this is happening. Like this community brings so many people together, and it's just extremely humbling.
From fans to friends, because that's what they are as soon as you meet them.
Yes.
Right? And so, where are you going to be next? Where are you going from here? Well, home to rest?
Yes.
Well,
after party.
Yeah. We can't tell you about that. We can't tell them about that. What's your next appearance?
I believe
Megaton Orlando?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, we can't wait for that. That's a pretty big show.
That's the big one.
That's the big one, right? Yeah. And
what cosplay are you working on now?
Right now I'm working on a original Twi'lek from Star Wars. So with the giant prosthetic lecus, the little tentacle things.
Yeah.
Working on that. Some upgrades on my Bombshell. Poison Ivy.
Nice.
And another upgrade to my regular Poison Ivy.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow. So a lot of little projects going on.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the Bombshells.
The Bombshells.
Yeah. Because
They're
you do
about-
a lot of
Yes.
stuff. Guys,
Yeah.
check Bree Cosplay online. Check them out. We're going to put links down below. But in addition to Bree Cosplay, you're also part of the Bombshells.
Yeah, so
Tell us about that.
Last year, I was just infatuated with the Bombshells. I read the comics, like, it's my favorite ever. Just these amazing, like, DC women being in charge and being fabulous and all these amazing retro-inspired outfits. And I decided I'm going to get a group together, and it's all going to be girls. We're all going to be these Florida cosplayers that are amazing. And I was told I couldn't do it. I was told I couldn't do it, and that just made me...
Young men on YouTube, this is how you irritate a woman. Tell her she can't do it.
He already knew it was a guy.
I knew it. Because we do that. We
already knew it.
We do it. We do it. Christian, come on a minute. We do it. We
Yeah,
tell
well,
them sometimes.
I wasn't going to state the obvious, but okay, yeah.
You know,
there
we
you
do
go.
it. We tell them sometimes, yo, you can't do that.
Well, I have a question for you. Somebody who might be trying to break that barrier to try that first cosplay on, who you've gone through that barrier.
Yeah.
What would you say to inspire them to break that barrier and to move on and say, do this, get it over with?
It's funny, like you said earlier up on stage, like it's really like a Nike commercial. Just do it. Like there's this community so open. Anybody, shape, size, skin color, whatever, man, woman, doesn't matter. Just do it. And it's like it's such an open and accepting community. That
It is. And you guys, cosplay can take hours and hours of arduous work, or it can be as simple as celebrating a character. You go buy a costume and maybe learn how to make it later, or hook up with these guys in the cosplay community because they'll show you how to do it, which is the amazing part about this community is that when I have a problem with something for little Michael, I'm online to you guys. What do I do? How do I shut him up?
Right.
That's what I really want to know. How do I shut him up? And you guys are always really open with, anything. Try this, try this.
Yeah.
I have a toolbox of try this.
It's like we're a family, honestly.
It is, and it's fantastic, and we were happy and humbled that you let us be a part of that with you. Because I couldn't cosplay anything. I have trouble enough being an old guy.
I will not cosplay, period.
No, not at all? No?
Not that I don't think, first of all, I live vicariously through my friends.
It's an amazing art form.
Bravery, yeah.
I am the first one to admit I have my skills, and that's not one of them.
It's kind of for me
I
like
love
saying
watching
that
it.
I love looking at paintings. I love my friends watching them paint.
Yes.
But if I put up a brush, it looks like Picasso just threw up all over it.
I was actually watching a movie the other day, and I thought of you. I was going to send it to you. I just forgot. It was late at night.
Oh, my.
I thought of you. Like, your facial structure is perfect. I think you can do the original Willy Wonka. Like, you look just like him.
Gene Wilder.
Yes.
You just said I look like Gene Wilder.
Well, there's no
You do.
place in the world.
Really?
You do.
You decide. Put a comment down below. Do I look like...
Do side by side.
Do a side by side.
Like,
Grab a Gene Wilder. I don't even have a hat. I tried the hat just to see if I can get away with it.
Well, there's no life I know
Listen,
that
when I
compares
see
with pure imagination.
I'm making a living with pure imagination, folks, so I'm right there with you. You know what? If I ever cosplay, I'm going to hang out with Bree. I'm going to come as Willy Wonka.
Yes.
There you go. All right? Done. Guys, I get the card again. She's doing it again. See what she does? Christian, I told you you got to watch her.
Well, she's shaking it, so
she's shaking it. It looks like
it goes from English to
whatever.
Chinese in 3 seconds.
Yeah, so how am I supposed to know what it says? All right, so we'll wrap it up. We're going to wrap it up. We're going to say thank you to our partners and our friends at Sun Magazine, Famous Faces and Funnies, Krypton Radio, Off the Chain with Yvonne Mason, Space Ghost Comics, and Asylum Convention Entertainment Services. These are the folks that help share these videos all over the web. They help, Krypton Radio has invited us to do a 1-hour Hangin' With Web Show radio hour once a week. Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on Krypton Radio. We're looking forward to that. We've got some audio from the stage for our first show. Without our knowledge or consent, the technical staff recorded the stage show. I know lots of big words. I can't put them in a sentence.
Exactly.
By themselves. Remember, everyone, guys, We've been hanging with Brianna Rivera from Bree Cosplay. Subscribe to the channel, please. Come back over and over. See some fantastic creative individuals. Log on, tune in, see who you're hanging with next.
Famous Faces and Funnies in Melbourne, Florida is leading the way in pop culture fun. From comic books and graphic novels to Funko Pops and collector's items, Famous Faces and Funnies has it all. Rick Shea and the professional team at Famous Faces and Funnies are friendly and knowledgeable. Whether you're looking for toys, props, collector treasures, or a new comic book, Famous Faces and Funnies is your one-stop shop. To find Famous Faces and Funnies on Facebook and Twitter, just type at FFF Comics.
Hi, this is Tammy Stronach, and I portrayed the childlike empress in The Never-Ending Story. And you're listening to Krypton Radio. It's sci-fi
Welcome back to the Hangin' With Web Show. I'm GW Pomichter, and we are here at Clermont Comic Con, just a little west of Orlando, a little west of Disney World and Florida. We thank you so much for logging on and tuning in.
The Hangin' With Web Show Radio Hour on Krypton Radio, bringing you the very best in pop culture talk radio each Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. The Hangin' With Web Show Radio Hour
Redneck Werewolf, GW
Pomichter and Christian Basel.
Thank you for making my community service out of the way, because honestly, this is so much better than watching those police cars. Thank you guys so much.
Radio Hour. Tune in Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific.
I got the list. You were headed to the curbside pickup.
Yeah, well, I got the matching ankle bracelets now. One from the FBI and one from the CIA.
Nice. It's good. It's perfect. Okay, so, we got to talk to the fellas a while ago, a little bit about Bubba.
That's the other guy.
But you guys
it's SyFy for your Wi-Fi. Excelsior!
It's been amazing, to be honest with you.
So,
Hello, this is Professor Elementary. And when I'm not eating raw swan or building a new kind of steam-powered donkey, I'm listening to Krypton Radio.
Yes. For CFD Comics, which was the old Cry for Dawn. And my first artist was Michael Broom. Now, Michael Broom, a lot of people may not know the name, but you know his work. He does work for Orville. He does work for Walking Dead. He's a top-notch creature designer and a very dear old friend, and the first guy to ever draw Bubba the Redneck Werewolf.
Wow.
So the thing is, Mike and I were just, it's the 21st anniversary, so we were talking about it. And there's some news coming up. We'll get to that in a minute. So Bubba is a junkyard dog with one hell of a pedigree, to be quite honest with you. So I had the book. It turned into more comedy when somebody had come to me and said, maybe we could make it animated, this, that, the other thing. And the old Hollywood system, they really didn't get it. The first meeting I had with these people, they said to me, well, can he eat mosquitoes, get his blood? I'm like going, he's a werewolf. That's like a vampire or something. They didn't get it. But
I don't get it. See, this is why I can't ask questions in Hollywood, because I don't ask the right ones, because I don't even get that.
You don't ask the right people. That's the problem. I'm going to explain who the right people are, because I've been working with them. We'll get to that in a second. But here's the funniest part of it. So I said, okay, we can make it comedic. This just hit me so funny. So I turned him into a comedy character. I've had Bubba for 21 years. The comic was an industry insider hit. All the other writers and artists like DC, Marvel go, hey, when's my next Bubba coming out? The fans got it too. It worked out great. We wound up in Cracked Magazine, a bunch of different places. NASA actually gave us a satellite that's a long story. Actually turned out to be a CIA satellite. And I have a friend I work with, another writer who's in the CIA. He recognized the photograph of what was going on. He goes, that's one of ours. I said, You got a drunken frat boy satellite up there. No wonder why you guys have no information that works out anyway. You're looking at beer goggles. This is stupid.
To all my brothers and sisters across the armed forces, do not take the advice they give you. They don't know. Don't use Bubba.
Don't use Bubba.
Don't use Bubba.
Good to go.
All right.
So it got to the point where I said, I want to see if I can do this a little further, and I wanted to make an independent film. And I'd worked in film, working as like a makeup artist and other things. I knew it could be done, and I knew these days things has changed so much. With even your iPhone can do better resolution than some of the bigger cameras and Panaflex.
True story. I'm going to share this story. It's a true story as far as I know, because it came from an interview series. I'm told that on Star Wars Episode 7, when J.J. Abrams was filming, there were several shots that we never noticed that he actually got when he was doing his director thing. He was using his iPhone. And in several of the shots, he liked his shot better than the camera shot. And he said that we'll never know. You and I will never get to know which shots they are. There are several shots taken right from JJ's iPhone.
Exactly.
That's the world we live in now. So when you say you want to make Bubba the Red World with a film, you have the vision, you have the creativity and the art. Now you need a guy that can aim that phone, or better. But
and that's what I did.
Right?
I found a company, the contract to do the filming for me, so we put them in gear. Then went out, we just started finding people for the film. And I'll tell you a funny story about Bubba. Fred Lass, who plays Bubba. He was a security officer for Spooky Empire, which is a convention here in Florida.
Absolutely.
And Fred and I have been friends for a while. We goof on each other and everything. And I'm going, we got to find a Bubba, so I need a good-sized guy and all this stuff like this. And there's something about Fred. And I'm working in makeup. I work with Michael Davey, who is Dick Smith's protege. That's who did the makeup for Bubba, by the way. Dick Smith's protege from Exorcist and Planet of the Apes.
Wow.
So I said, there's something about Fred, and I looked at Mike, and I said, what is it? He goes, I don't know. Let's get some headshots. We got the headshot. Mike did some wireframe vectoring, other things like that you do with certain makeup programs. Yeah. We found he had almost the same facial structure as Lon Chaney Jr., the original Wolfman.
There you go.
Still, magic started to happen. It got crazy. I got the money together. We got everything done. I hired a guy who had always wanted to write a script. He never wrote a script. Even though I'm a writer, I said, I'll give you a break. Let's take a shot at it. I got a script that was okay. We beat the hell out of it. I started ad-libbing as the devil, adding a bunch of stuff. And then they put me as the devil. The reason I'm the devil in there is because this guy was so scared of the devil for real. He wrote a book about it. He was scared the devil was real. So he sticks me in the thing because his biggest fear is monsters, the devil. Let me tell you something about the devil character I did. He's a used car salesman. All I do is paint myself red and act like a butthead. And I'm just screwing these people because they're so weak and silly and stupid.
Wow.
Of course you're going to get taken.
Yeah.
It's like only thing I didn't tell them was undercoating.
That's fantastic.
So
that really is.
We just had some fun with the character. And the whole point of the movie is very funny because Bubba has a serious message. You can be a loser in life, but you know something? You can be a winner. Because remember, in that movie, the only person that tear up his contract was Bubba. He put it in his back pocket. He liked being the werewolf.
Well, and here it is. It really, for coming from the entertainment industry, coming from the arts and creative arts, that's where we all live, man. It's a place where the paradigm has shifted. Anybody with enough drive, ambition, passion, and talent can make it. And if you take that talent and you put your passion behind it, there's no reason you can't make it anymore.
No.
No
excuses.
You don't. Yeah, we had lots of excuses 20 years ago. 30 years ago, they had even more. And now, it's drive and ambition, and you take that talent and work with it because it's out there. The opportunities are out there. I did a blog post not long ago. The arts and entertainment paradigm shift that the internet has created.
There it is.
Film distribution, book, comic, and art distribution, fan building. What can't you do now from the comfort of your home if you've got the talent to produce a product?
You're limited only by your drive. I mean, do me a favor, everybody. Put down the game controller just for 5 minutes, okay? You play enough of these games, you like these games, do something that reflects your love of this. And give me a story. You've seen enough stories? Get a story. You can do it.
When we used to submit years ago, and you'd have a great story idea or whatever, and you get a hold of a publisher, you get a hold of a screenwriter, whatever you submit, and you get a nice little yellow note back in the mail, and it would say, we do not touch unsolicited material because of yada yada, because of those corporate rules. Good news, World Wide Web. We don't do that.
It's done.
We call you. We tell you, all right, let's go do this. because we're the creative community now. All of our peers in that room in there that are vending and selling and working, and they're creating art right now. There are artists at those tables in there that are drawing right now.
I'll tell you a funny story. I'm here today actually on behalf of 2 LA producers.
By the way, I love that shirt.
Oh,
that's fantastic.
Like I said, the whole thing, like I said, we're a little irritated about Captain America, but we're getting over the whole thing. Just still saying, okay?
Wait. When they find out we're over it, they'll switch him back.
I know.
Because that's what they do.
Welcome to comic books. But all kidding around aside, I'm working with 2 very well-known LA producers right now, have me out right now on a project. We're buying comic that are complete to take to China. Now, this may sound like some kind of crazy scammer. It's not. What we do is this. We take the comic to our Chinese contacts. They produce it over there. They have the film rights. They have the comic book rights. But you still retain your merchandising rights here in the States. And we have first right of refusal. My crew and my producers who are wandering around the Sony lot and places like that, we can buy it back. We can do it international. And you'll be seen by billions of people. Amazing. So if you can't get your concept out here, here's your chance. But I'm not the only one. There's people like David Uslan from Lego Movie. All the rest of these guys are out there doing it. Because honestly, it's a great way to be seen. Billions of people, and then we see you can nail it up. And there's a lot more of that going on.
Yeah, it is. The paradigm really has shifted.
It is.
And it's allowed creators to take charge of their own destinies, and smaller creators, smaller publishers, smaller creative entities to come along and take us to that next level where we used to have to wait in line for everyone in New York and LA to come to us. And
that playing field has just been leveled.
It really has. It really has. We wouldn't be able to do the show right now. In the old world, we'd have licensing and we'd have antennas we had to buy and we'd have these fantastic...
Why don't we use you for an example? We were talking before the cameras rolled and everything like that about how there's a web audience out there that is becoming part of the social media thing that puts us even further. So let's say you have a big star and he's got like 100,000 people watching what he's doing. Guys like this, and these guys can have 200, 300, 400,000. And you know what? It's because of all of you out there. Yeah, it's because of all of you.
It's what you guys do. You guys have to sign up and help these artists and these creators get to a larger audience. And honestly, we hear all the time that the networks, the studios, the streaming services, they're clamoring they're clamoring for content. They want to talk to us. They want to make our stuff.
Yeah, they do.
And they just need to know who we are. And that's up to all of our friends, followers, and fans out there on the internet to let everybody know who we are.
Here's one thing I can tell you from my personal experience, because now we're working on the second Bubba movie, and it's going to be an LA production. So yeah, I took an independent film that cost around $25,000 and turned into something that I've had now, they're working on evals, where we're looking at anywhere between worth $1 million and $4 million. We went to #1 on Hulu. We were one of the most watched. We're on Xbox, all this other nonsense. And you know what the beautiful thing about it is? This is the proof. But one thing you got to do is called proof of concept.
Yep.
You've got to make even a small little independent nothing with your friends in the backyard. Get some friends who know makeup, things like that, and prove that you can get something. Even if you go on YouTube and it's free, promote, push, go to conventions. You're going to be fine. You can pull it off. But there's one thing you cannot teach anybody. It's talent. A lot of people think they have talent. It's wonderful. But look at it this way. Maybe you don't have talent in the area of acting or making the film, but maybe you know about editing. Maybe you know about promotion. Maybe you know a lot about things that could help aid a movie move forward.
They have more talent out there than they know they have. They don't know what their talent is a lot of times.
And they can find out.
They can find out. I was told, I'm not blowing my own horn, I was talking to my brother in the film industry out in LA. We showed him the show. I said, look, I don't know how to edit. He said, I can teach you how to edit. He said, you have the eye of a producer, though, so you know how to... And I didn't know what that meant. But the show's doing well, and we get to talk to amazing people. So I said, okay, then I'll keep producing, and then I'll just learn how to do the things I don't know how to do.
You're in the same position as Rotten Tomatoes was and Ain't It Cool News and all that other stuff. Because they were just these little sites, and all of a sudden now, instead of saying, New York Times says this movie's fantastic, people go, ain't it cool? And Rotten Tomatoes say it's great. There it is right there.
And you know what? The critics and the people from the New York Times, the people from the big newspapers and the big TV shows, how many times have you been watching a regular entertainment show and seen the Rotten Tomatoes score pop up in the corner?
Look, it's really simple. It comes down to this. Get a good idea, get some people together, do it, try it, see what happens, and that's it. That's what it's all about. And as far as my next con appearance, to be quite honest with you, this is my final one. because I'm being moved on to do a lot of other things. And frankly, just don't have the time. But I will be out there because you're going to find out something interesting. The entire Hollywood thing has changed. We all know what happened with the molestations and other problems like that. It's been horrible. But there are a lot of really good people who've been keeping straight forward, and they're moving up through the ranks. They're sending people like me and others out there, and you won't even know who they are, to look for concept. Actually, today even I'm picking up some concepts that we're going to be using for other things. Fantastic. So you never know who's watching. Fantastic. Be cool with everybody comes to your table, joke a little, have a good time, but do yourself a big favor. As a friend of mine told me a long time ago, keep your temper, because nobody else wants it.
There you go.
So be cool about it, okay? You never know.
I love it. We got to wrap it up. We want to remind everybody just exactly what Mitch reminded you of. When you're out there in the world and you find your talent, you find your ambition, create. Aspire to great things and inspire everyone around you to do the same. And you might find yourself in a room like here at Clermont Comic Con or somewhere else. When you come to these conventions, you'll find out you're at a family reunion. We're always glad to see one another. We're always glad to see you. We're going to wrap it up by thanking the people that we're also glad are sharing these creators all over the World Wide Web. Our friends at Something Unique Magazine, Space Coast Comics, Wordfire Press, Famous Faces and Funnies, Off the Chain Radio with Yvonne Mason, Heather Reed of the Asylum Convention and Entertainment Services, and our great friends over at the Brevard Renaissance Fair who just picked up and just partnered with us. We're so excited that they're sharing these videos and these creators all over the web.
I got one more thing to say.
Yeah.
Here's what's really cool. You wind up on this show, one day you can sit there and say, oh, I was on Hanging With the Web Show. And you are going to sit there and go, who cares about the old Entertainment Tonights and stuff like that? You have to hang with the web show.
See that? See that?
That'll be cool.
Coolest guy in town. I'm GW Pomichter. We've been hanging with creator of Bubba the Redneck Werewolf, also executive producer Mitch Hyman. Remember, folks, subscribe, log on, tune in, and see who we're hanging with next.
See those faces grin, I ask, what's it all about? No future I resist, she's got me screaming all about what she hadn't said to me in all those perfect days, built upon themselves to break our walls, blast through golden gates. All the storytellers yell, you let them get away by leaning on this song for days and all demeaning ways. All demeaning ways. Oh, welcome to all these perfect places. Welcome to your life. Welcome to your life. Oh, your life. Oh, yeah. If you lose, I win. She yells, what's this all about? No future I resist. She's got me screaming, singing all about what she hadn't said to me in all those passing days, built upon themselves to break our love, pass through empty space. All the storytellers yell, you let them get away by leaning on this song for days. I start to fade away, start to fade away. Welcome to all these perfect places. Welcome to your life. Whoa. Welcome to all these perfect places. Welcome to your life. Welcome to your life. Oh, your life. Oh, yeah. Oh, all these perfect places. Welcome to your life. Whoa. Welcome to all these perfect places. Welcome to your life.